Hello and welcome to week 5 of Friday Football Fever. I'd like to welcome you out to a chilly Cavalier Stadium, the site of our game of the week this week. Now, as many of you know, I played defense in high school and college when I played football, so I love the big hits, the interceptions, the forced fumbles. But tonight, I prepared myself to see a whole lot of offense. Our two teams in the game of the week, Austin High and Lake Travis, each averaged over 57 points per game entering this showdown, and they're both led by star quarterbacks. The Cavaliers have a sophomore named Bo Edmondson who tossed 6 touchdowns last week alone, and the Maroons have a future Longhorn named Charles Wright who is just outstanding. All the talk leading up to tonight's game was about those two quarterbacks.
When you have a kid committed to go play at UT at quarterback, you know it's a special player.
He was that leader as a sophomore when he was 16 years old. He was that leader as a 15-year-old freshman when he was trying to get everybody in dodgeball, and he's just got that ultra alpha competitive nature.
It's great to be 3-0, but we have a task at hand this week, and so that 3-0 doesn't mean anything. We felt like we should have been 3-0 no matter what, so we got to keep working, keep proving ourselves.
Bo's played great. You know, he's getting the ball out, going where it's supposed to go, for the most part being very accurate.
I remember just last year when he was like on the field running around giving balls to the refs, he'd be like, oh, I want to play, and I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe next year.
Let's get moving with our QC Kinetics game of the week. It was a windy, chilly night here at Cavalier Stadium, but we knew it would take more than some fall temperatures to cool these offenses down. Down 7-zip, Charles Wright found his go-to receiver, Nick Anderson, on the crossing pattern. Nick did some kind of move that your chiropractor definitely would not recommend to get the ball in the end zone. But of course, Lake Travis answered. Weston Stevens ran over anyone on his way to the end zone, including the ref. Ouch. After that, this turned into the Bo Edmondson show. We were impressed when he threw 6 touchdowns last week. Tonight, he had 4 in the first half alone. We saw deep shots, quick hitters to the outside, slants in the middle of the field. If there's a route being run, Bo knows how to get the ball there. A 35-point second quarter helped the Cavs bust this one wide open. Lake Travis stays perfect. Final score, 62-20. So like I just said, the Cavaliers are a perfect 4-0. The Maroons picked up their first loss this season. They're still on track to maybe have a playoff berth this year. My friend Emily John Greco was on the sidelines for this game. And Emily, you got to chat with Lake Travis head coach Hank Carter after the game. And one topic of discussion, I'm sure, was his star sophomore quarterback.
It was, Jeff, because, you know, normally our games of the week are not this big of a blowout, especially when one of the teams is without their starting quarterback. But that next man up, Bo Edmondson, like you said, he is making a name for himself here at Lake Travis. He took over, the sophomore did, for Nate Yarnell and has been demolishing team after team. It's been blowout after blowout, and tonight was no different. 5 touchdowns for the quarterback, almost over 250 yards. Head coach Hank Carter couldn't speak highly enough about having this kind of talent on the field.
Well, we have a ton of really talented players, and I'm excited for them. I think especially offensively, we've been playing at a really high level all season. Obviously, Bo has continued to mature, and while he's been in there for Nate, I think Jackson Scruggs was huge tonight, as well as Isaac Norris. And I'm just very proud of that group. We keep getting better every week. That's what it's all about. Defense, we had some key stops. We need them, still not to our standard, but we did some good things, especially in the second half.
Let's talk about Bo, because like you said, he is stepping in for the starting quarterback, and he's proven himself. He is demolishing every other team. What is it about him that has made him such a strong player for you guys this season?
Well, we've been fortunate for a long time around here that the parents keep sending us just amazing quarterbacks, and we're very fortunate with the depth that we have. Bo's done a tremendous job of stepping in. He's a very smart kid, also very calm in the pocket. Really nothing gets him rattled. And you know, Coach Mangino has been impressed with him from the start about how you know, it's like a math problem. And he's going out there and working them in the right steps and doing it at the right time. And so we're very happy with him.
Let me ask, when you know your starter does get healthy and come back, could you keep Bo in the rotation for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, obviously with Nate out, we're looking to get him back in a few weeks. You know, I don't know what that's going to really entail because his finger had a little bit of a setback. But I checked with him tonight. He's feeling much better than he was a week ago. But, you know, I'm excited. You know, Bo's played well, and obviously, you know, we know what Nate can do as well.
And lastly, I want to ask you, you know, your run ran a little short last year. It looks like you've got a team this year to make it all the way. Do you think they're going to do it?
I hope so. I think that we have the components to do it. We've got a lot of great players. We need injuries to be on our side. We have to keep getting better. We're not good enough right now, but I do think that we have the ingredients to be a special team, and we're never happy unless we're holding a trophy at the end of the season.
Thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
A typical coach answer, blowing out every other team, but still not good enough. And it looks like Nate might come back in a couple of weeks, but until then, Jeff, it's going to be the Bo Show. They're taking on Del Valley next week, hopefully remaining undefeated.
The Bo Show, I like that. And I also like how Coach described playing quarterback as solving a complicated math problem. That's pretty cool. From one very impressive quarterback to another. Up north, the guys at Lampasas have that Badgers program rolling, and one of their best players, let's just say their best player, is quarterback Ace Whitehead. Ace has led the Badgers to average about 51 points per game, but tonight they lined up against one of the most talented defenses in the state. LBJ has 3 starters on his defense who are legitimate Division I recruits. Let's see how Ace and the guys did against that talented LBJ Jags defense. Let's roll the highlights. Before the defense really got things going for the Jaguars, it was the offense that put on a show. Daquan Donaldson took off for a long touchdown run. And yes, that was the word long with 12 O's. And speaking of O's, that Lampasas O has been a problem for defenses all year long, and apparently that also includes the really, really good ones. Ace Whitehead up top to Ethan Moreno. The sophomore took a huge hit from future Oklahoma defender Latrell McCutcheon, but Ethan held on to the ball. Lampasas get the win 36-18, and the Badgers have now won 13 straight regular season games. Emily, I know the scores are rolling in from all over town. Come on now, give us some updates on a few local games.
Jeff, it just keeps rolling. Roundup wins tonight against Hutto. Final score 31-7. And then this was a close one. Georgetown 37, Hendrickson 33. Also in District 12 5A, we got Harlandale 32-7 over Lehman, and then Dripping Springs 48-14 over Canyon.
And a team that is rolling. Is that a shout out to Fred Durst? Is that what we're doing there? A team that's doing that this season is Cedar Park. I'm no longer calling the Timberwolves good or great. They are outstanding. They're off to a 4-0 start, and the teams that they have beaten, all 4 of them, are a combined 9-0 against teams not named Cedar Park. The Timberwolves got to earn another win tonight in a game against Anderson. Let's show you exactly how that one went. And guys, one reason that Cedar Park is so good this year is because their quarterback, Ryder Hernandez, knows what he's doing. And apparently Ryder's coaches know what they're doing too. First quarter trickeration. Hernandez was lined up at receiver. He caught a pass, then quickly threw a pass to a guy who got past the Anderson defense. Next play, Kevin Adams jogged in for a short score. Cedar Park led 8-0, but they weren't done. The defense forced a 3-and-out, and our old friend Kevin was showing off that effortless stride once again. Third Cedar Park drive. How about a third Cedar Park touchdown? Jack Hastera with the catch and run. Cade Hart with a nice 2-for-1 block downfield. It was 23-0 then. Cedar Park kept on scoring. The Timberwolves won. Oh, wow. That score is not a typo. 82-0. Ouch. Emily, we need more scores. Tell me you have them for us.
Jeff, I do. Ooh, we're checking it on District 13 5A. Rouse 35-21. They got the win. And then I know you said Cedar Park won. Cedar Creek didn't even score tonight. Eastview with the win 39-0. Up next, I got one more score for you guys. Liberty Hill 42 over McCallum 0. Another scoreless game for one of those teams.
Liberty Hill looking great this year. Thanks, Emily. Well, so far, guys, we have updated you on 12 games, and we have much more left to show you. Scores, highlights, our Band of the Week, and our Big Save Play of the Week nominees are all coming up next, so stay right there. Guys, welcome back to Friday Football Fever. We are in week 5, and I am no longer alone. My good friend Jake Garcia is joining me. And Jake, this is a great time for you to join. We're about to show the people the Battle of the Ridge.
That's right, Vista Ridge against Cedar Ridge tonight. Just so happens that both of these teams have had really rigid schedules up to this point. It's so cold I can barely talk tonight. But both of their losses this year coming to district champ favorites in Vandergrift and Cedar Park.
Would you say it's cold, or would you say it's frigid?
That's exactly what I would say.
Yeah, well, I like that you brought up those schedules. Both of these teams have been very battle tested. We'll see who passes the frigid, rigid test tonight. Let's roll the highlights for you guys. When you think of Vista Ridge, we usually think of offense. Well, now we're showing some Rangers defense to love too. As my friend Jake Garcia would say, it is a great day to be a Jake. Jake Robertson forced the fumble, and Jonathan Clark scooped it and scored from about 25 out. Then the Rangers dug down deep into their bag of tricks. It looked like a run. Then it was a throw back to quarterback Kyle Brown, who hit Wyatt Gates deep in the red zone. Brown loves lobbing it up deep. After avoiding the rush, he found Eamon Allen in the end zone. The Rangers led by 14 at the break. Vista Ridge gets the win 38-24.
Let's over to Leander and Weiss. The Lions shocked the world last week, snapping a 22-game losing streak. Competitive again against Weiss early on in this one. That's Ray Egglesey, making it a 7-7 game in the first quarter. Weiss settled into a groove, though. These guys had their past 2 games postponed because of COVID, and sometimes fresh legs can do the heart wonders. Kalen Rogers goes 1 on 11 and then finds the end zone. Weiss a winner tonight after the long layoff, 63-27 over Leander.
Guys, let's go back to the scoreboard. Canyon Lake pulls up a win over Fredericksburg. Those Billies just couldn't hang tonight. Lost by 6, 20-14. And Giddings, the Buffalo, looking good so far. They beat the Smithville Tigers 18-15. More scores coming your way in the 4A classification. LaGrange looking good. The Lepers leapt all over Gonzales, 49-25 the final there. Wimberley, that's loss number 2 on the season. Their only other loss came to a very good Lampasas team, but Navarro topped the Texans tonight, 24-22, the final score there. All right, time to get back to the highlights. And Jake, as you remember, one of the most impressive wins from last week was Vandergrift topping previously undefeated Vista Ridge.
Their defense was brilliant. We know how good that Vista Ridge offense is, and Vandergrift once again showed how elite they are on the defensive side of the ball. Pushed their district win streak to 17 games, looking to make it 18 tonight against McNeil.
18 was the hope. They're keeping their fingers crossed, and we're keeping the highlights rolling. Let's show you what happened tonight. Quarterback Ryan Black was a sight to see in this one, and at least tonight, Ryan's favorite number is the number 8. He had touchdown passes to number 8, number 28, number 80. That's Caleb Sanders, Bowen Lewis, and Graylin Spring. First, Caleb in from 14 yards out. Then it was Bowen's turn, and Ryan decided to put a little air underneath this one. Black to Bowen for about a 25-yard score, and Ryan might have saved his best for his 3rd touchdown toss. The spin, the rollout, and the Graylin Spring score. McNeil still searching for win number 1. Vandergrift cruises in this one. Final score, 49-0.
We got a couple of small school scores here. We knew Gerald would have its hands full going up against 7-1 Salado tonight, and sure enough, Salado big winners, 47-0 the final there. And Lago Vista fell to Llano in KVUE's game of the week last week. They should find comfort in knowing that their opponent tonight, Comfort, did the same 2 weeks ago. Lago Vista doubles up Comfort, 42-21 the final there. And pretty much a district championship game between 7-1 Llano against 6-1 Blanco. You can crown the Yellow Jackets after this one. They take it 42-26. Lexington and Florence in district action as well. It's Lexington that gets back on track after last week's loss. 13-7, the final over Florence.
Lexington's looking good. You know, guys, we still have plenty of scores and highlights to show you, including a few Austin teams that lined up against guys from San Antonio's area. But first, I want to give a shout out to the bands. You know, even in a year of pandemic, they're going out of their way to make sure that Friday nights still sound like Friday nights. Just a moment ago, Jake, you said that Lago Vista had some good news on the field. Well, they had a good sounding band off of it. Shout out to Lago Vista, our KVUE Band of the Week.
1, 2, 3, out!
Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. He's Jake Garcia, I'm Jeff Jones. And Jake, sometimes the schedule makers help us create storylines. Now everybody knows about that Lake Travis-Westlake rivalry. Well, last week, Hayes played against Lake Travis and San Marcos played against Westlake. So I guess the schedule makers figured, why not make them play each other this week?
Yeah, and I actually have a bone to pick with those schedule makers because who thought it was a good idea to have San Marcos play Lake Travis and Westlake in back-to-back weeks? That's just rude, man. And even this week, they go up against the Hayes team that, as you know, throws haymakers with that slot T offense.
I hated to play against that when I was in high school. Let's show you how it worked out tonight. Jake, you said that Hayes has a great offensive system, which is true, but we didn't see much offense early on in this one. Defense was on display. Hayes senior Aiden Hunt was able to squeeze through the B gap and then squeeze the quarterback. A sack followed by a flex. Coach on the sideline says, I see you. You know what the guys from Hayes see? A chance at a turnover. Tyson Hatnot stripped the ball. This one was 6-0 at the break, but wow, it looks like they found some offense in the second half. Hayes wins this one 35-7.
We had a killer B matchup tonight between Bastrop and Brenham. Brenham's only lost 2 district games in 3 years. One of those was to Bastrop. Quarterback Steven Stackhouse wanted to make sure history did not repeat itself. In the first quarter, he takes it the distance, and Brenham jumps out on top. Second quarter, more from Stackhouse, no relation to Jerry. Takes it to the air this time, and it's Amir Johnson on the receiving end. You can fly the W, Jeff, because it's a Brenham Cubs win, 47-3 over Bastrop.
You can fly a W, or you can fly this awesome Friday Football Fever shirt across your chest, but you know, if you're wearing it now, you gotta have a jacket on or some long sleeves.
Can I make a W
like
here?
Yeah. W right there next to the shirt, I like that. That's nice. I want you guys to get a W by getting one of these free shirts. How you do that is I'm gonna ask my friend Emily Jean Greco to take a picture of me real quick. With the wind blowing and everything. I'm gonna post that on my social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, at Jeff Jones Sports. And at random, I'm gonna pick a person who comments on that picture and follows me on that social media platform, and I'll send you one of these shirts. Hopefully it will get to your house so you can wear it along with a jacket next Friday night. Guys, coming up on the other side of the break, we have our Power Player of the Week. We're gonna introduce you to a young woman who gets it done in the classroom, in the community, and brings the fun and the cheer on Friday nights. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Jake, one of my favorite new additions to the show this year is the fact that each and every week we get to honor a PEC Power Player of the Week.
As you know, it's our chance every single week to honor someone who gets good grades, gives back to the community, and contributes to all the fun we have every single week, but especially this week on Friday nights.
And we found just the person to honor this week. Let's introduce you to her. I'd like to say congrats to Bergen Dyer from Leander High School. Bergen is a senior co-captain from the Lions cheerleading team. She spent all 4 years on the team, and she's been busy outside of cheer too. She's really interested in the Latin and Greek culture, so in addition to taking 4 years of Latin, she founded the Classics Club, which is for people who want to learn even more about foreign cultures. She's an IB diploma candidate, which basically means she's earning college credit while still in high school, and those credits are good at universities all over the world. But she tells me some of her favorite accomplishments are the service projects that she completes with an organization called the Key Club.
We'll write notes to old folks' homes and we're sending them. We are getting socially distanced, dropping off groceries for old neighbors and people who can't really, and then also washing cars for family members who can't or just need their car cleaned. It made us feel really great because we wrote letters and we sent it to them, and they told us back after they delivered them. They told us they really, really loved them, and it made them feel loved and made it feel like they still had their family members, especially when they couldn't and they didn't have anybody there for them visiting wise. And so it made us feel really special.
So guys, if you know anyone who earns good grades, gives back to the community, and contributes to the fun on Friday nights, let us know about him or her and email us at sports@kvue.com. Someone you know could be our next PEC Power Player of the Week. We'll be back right after this with Play of the Week nominees.